Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and a bit of Star Wars news today. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Where's my window? There it is. Rumour. Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron script was a mess. This is from Bounding Into Comics. As usual, the link will be in the description below. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, follow me on my social medias. And if you don't like YouTube, you can also follow me on Rumble. Search for that Old Yorkshire Geek. I'm on there. My videos appear on there. As well as... Right, where were we? Rumour, Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron script was a mess. A new rumour... Oh, pardon me, burping. Sorry. I've started already, haven't I? A new rumour claims that Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron script was a mess. And there she is. I've got to admit, I do find Patty Jenkins to be quite hot. I can't help it. There's something about her. I don't know what it is. In the same way that I'm madly in love with Carol Kirkwood, the BBC weather girl. She's not a girl. She's older than me. But there's something about her as well. But anyway, Jenkins was originally announced as the director for Star Wars Rogue Squadron by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy during the Disney Investor Day 2020. Remember they did a video with an X-Wing, and she went rollerblading up to the X-Wing, didn't she? And I would think about it at that moment that I thought she was hot. Anyway, but anyway, Kennedy stated, and to close today, I couldn't be more excited that our next Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins. Patty, director of the Wonder Woman franchise, all two of them, will bring her inspired vision to Rogue Squadron. This story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride, Kennedy added. She concluded the legend of Rogue Squadron has been long beloved by Star Wars fans and will move us into a future era of the galaxy. Rogue Squadron will be released in theatres Christmas of 2023. It's not going to happen now, is it? By the way, she said all this before even the script had been written, so I don't know how she knew it was going to be a high-speed thrill ride. I mean, you could assume it's going to be, but anyway, and there she is, the evil woman herself. Her face doesn't move when she talks. If you know, it's just her mouth moves. Everything else is just still. Is it because she's had lots of work done? I don't know, because she's not young, is she? But she's an incredibly smooth face. Jenkins... You know, if you're into that sort of thing, fair enough. But expect some pushback if you're in the public eye. Jenkins would discuss the project with Collider, telling them, I mean, me, I'm not in the public eye, but I got told if I put on a bit of weight, I'd look just like George R.R. Martin. And to be honest, you can't see me from there down. I don't need to put on that much weight, to be honest, to look like him. I'm a fat bugger. Right, Jenkins would discuss the project with Collider, telling them we're very far into we're finishing the treatment basically, which is pretty big, so it ends up being like where you're fairly close to a well-along screenplay by the time I'm done with the treatment in my process. So yeah, we've been working on it for a while. It's going great. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about the story. She would describe the picture on Twitter as the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. Which, you know, fair enough. Oh, this is that video, isn't it? Where she's on the rollerblades. Here she comes. Here she comes on the rollerblades. Spin it on
Kind.
There she is, look.
I think that's because I grew up the daughter of a great fighter pilot.
Yeah, anyway, I do think she's... I'm kind of smitten. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't know what to do with her. She'd eat me alive. In June 2021, Jenkins shared an update on the project to the Associated Press, explaining what was influencing the film. I think the Michael Stackpole books and the video game and all of the Rogue Squadron books. There's an incredible... But Kathleen Kennedy said there's no books. There's no big books for them to draw on. God, I hate that woman. I hate that woman. There's an incredible history. You mean an incredible history that is really important to honour, and yet it must be brought to a new age, a contemporary audience, because we have to tell a new story with it. Jenkins. I mean, they're all going to be women, or diverse, which is fair enough. And there's a cover of a comic, a Rogue Squadron comic, and that's Wedge, isn't it? Yeah, the continuing adventures of Wedge Antilles. Was he related to Captain Antilles of the Tantive 4? I don't know. Because in the book, he was Captain Colton, wasn't he? In the novelisation of Star Wars. Anyway, but never mind. She continued, and so you are trying to blend the best of everything and make it the great fighter pilot movie, which I've always wanted to make as well. It's a big brew of things you are trying to put together and still keep a very simple story. The director then stated, you are trying to bring the best of yourself and use it to make something beautiful that honours the legacy before you. It's what you just said. But of course it's a huge amount of pressure, and Wonder Woman was a huge amount of pressure as well, which is why you fluffed the second film. You shouldn't have written it. You just got greedy, didn't you? So it's not a totally new feeling to me, definitely nerve-wracking. There we go. Director Patty Jenkins shares her vision for the next Star Wars film, and I do like her. By November 2021, it was reported by The Hollywood Reporter that the film was indefinitely delayed. Boris Kitt explained. Boris with a Y. Sources say the producers and filmmaking team came to the realisation that Jenkins' schedule, whatever, and other commitments wouldn't allow for the window needed to make the movie in 2022. He did add the caveat, thusly, my liege, Squadron has been taken off the production schedule. The hope is that once Jenkins fulfills her previous commitments, she'll be able to return to the project. She's fulfilled them now. So will she be able to return to the project? We will see. Matthew Bologna, great name, at Puck would later report the film was shelved due to creative differences rather than a scheduling conflict. He wrote, I talked to a few insiders this week that said the real culprit was the dreaded creative differences. Specifically, Jenkins couldn't agree on the script with Lucasfilm executives, including Senior VP Michelle Rejwan. She's gone down the line, hasn't she? She's left now, hasn't she? She's still in Lucasfilm, but in a more creative role. And there's a picture of an X-Wing blowing up, going, because you all thought that, didn't you? You all went, in your mind, you went, which is what I do. Or maybe it's just me that's mental. Well, there's some laser beams. They're from TIE fighters, aren't they? Because they're green. Going, hello, princess. Sorry, my cat's just arrived here. You want to go upstairs, don't you? But you're not allowed to, because Aiden's not up yet, and he'll get cross with you. I should edit that out, shouldn't I? But because I'm not live, but what the hell. Right, the film would be officially pulled from Disney's release calendar this past September. Variety reported Disney has removed Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars film, from director Patty Jenkins and from its release calendar. Does that mean they're taking it away from it and giving it to somebody else? Ooh. The move comes as a little surprise. I said that funny, didn't I? Move comes as little surprise since the tentpole, which was scheduled for December 22nd, 2023, was taken off the studio's production schedule in 2021. Now, Jeff Snyder of The Ankler appeared in on John Roker's YouTube channel, where he claims that Jenkins' Rogue Squadron script was a mess. That's something else, isn't it? You have to wait, princess. Snyder states, I've heard some things about Patty Jenkins. I've heard she's a nightmare. Yeah, but she's fit. I'm sorry, I hate to be the guy who's calling the woman a name, but I get it. Oh my God. But listen, I've said that about countless male directors too. He then detailed, so I've heard everything she turned in with Wonder Woman 3 was like a mess. I heard the Star Wars thing was a mess. He finished the segment saying, I don't know what you want me to say, folks. That's what I've heard. And there she is. There you go, that's it. What do you make of this latest rumour that Jenkins' Rogue Squadron script was a mess? I don't doubt it. Because she's not a very good scriptwriter. She's a good director, but she's not a very good scriptwriter. Apparently, well, look at Wonder Woman 1984. But anyway, there we go. Pew, 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 pew. Pictures do have sounds, don't they? Good ones do, anyway. Right, so that's it. But I was thinking, is she going to come back to it now? Because Wonder Woman 3 has been, cancelled or shelved or whatever. It's not going to happen in the form that we thought it was going to be. It might not even be with Gal Gadot. But it did, So could she go back to Rogue Squadron? But then there were this here saying, where are we? The Star Wars, Disney has removed Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars film, from director Patty Jenkins. That were in Variety. So have they taken it away from her officially and given it to somebody else? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So that's interesting. But anyway, poor Patty Jenkins. Maybe she's mental. Because they always say, don't have a crush on the mental ones. I mean, you can have a crush as much as you want, but don't have a relationship with the mental ones because you'll regret it. Amber Heard, for instance. It might be, attractive and stuff, but, potty. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. So, there we go, let's get rid of that. So, will Rogue Squadron happen? Don't know. Will anything Star Wars happen? Don't know. I've heard the Acolyte is filming now in the UK. Leslie Headland's The Acolyte. But there are, there's whispers that might even get cancelled, even though they're filming it. I don't know. But that anything can happen in Hollywood. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, and wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. Merry Christmas. I've got new lights. I've got some new lights. Look, you can't see them. Some snowflake ones over there around me mum. My mum's behind me, by the way, in ash form. Her mortal remains. And some lights on the hearth, the fireplace. Anyway, so Merry Christmas. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say thee.